And welcome to the Dead Hedgehogs review of 2020 with myself, Chris. We got Peter Cassidy and the infamous Stephen Cowboy Kelly. How are you doing, lads?
Good.
Did you enjoy the Christmas, New Year, all that crack?
I did because do you know what? I didn't drink since I had a few on Christmas Eve, and I didn't drink after that. And last time I had a drink was last night, but I had from the 24th till the 8th. What day is it? 10th, 9th,
11th.
Is it the 11th? Okay, yeah. Well, I got to the 10th of January before I even had a pint, and I really and truly I only had 3, so it doesn't really count.
It's the driest January you've ever had.
The driest January, the driest Christmas. But we were, myself and Pete, as you know, and you came along as well as support. And much thanks, Chris. We done the run from Achill to Westport for Roar Galler up there in Galway.
Up there in down there.
If you cross, it'd be down there. It'd be actually down there.
Would you say down there? I'd always say up to Galway. This is actually a thing. I've had a conversation with a few people.
Mm.
Yeah,
you would say up to Donegal or up to Sligo.
I'd say up to Donegal, and I'd say
up to Galway.
Up to Galway, I would, yeah. But I'd say down. But the thing is, I'd say down to Sligo.
But would you say across to Dublin?
I'd say. I'd say up to Dublin as well.
So everywhere is up.
Everywhere is up.
Sligo.
It's up for Sligo.
down to Sligo.
And that is absolutely no disrespect to Sligo, because Sligo is.
That's actually complete disrespect to Sligo. He hates you.
No. Sligo is deep in my heart at the minute.
That's nice. That's nice. Why is that, Cowboy?
Yeah, tell us more.
I do pass Sligo on my way up to UP, and that's why.
Oh yeah. Is that it? There's nothing else. There's nothing else in Sligo, no?
Right.
Anyway, isn't that weird now? It's down to Sligo and up to everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's funny one.
I'd say down to Cork. I'd say down to Cork, or I'd say down to Kerry.
Everyone says down to Cork.
Unless you're living in Cork.
Yeah.
And I'd say down to Kerry as well, or down to Clare.
Probably say the same.
But up to Galway. So you have to go up to Galway to go down to Clare.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's very good.
Anyway, come on.
You're a difficult human being to fathom.
I'm quirky. I was told last week I was quirky. I didn't realize it was quirky, but quirky in a good way.
Quirky. That's good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We myself and Stephen did a quick video for our Patreon members there yesterday. We did a lot of talking about Donald Trump.
We did. What a cracker.
What do you think of this crack over the last week or so, Pete? About the assault on the Capitol.
The assault on the Capitol. It's sad. It's fucking sad, really. It's sad for the people that got killed, and it's sad for the people that were storming it, because, like, I don't know much about it. I'm not that politically intent, but they seem to be that lad with the fucking horns. I seen an interview with him, and he seemed to be brainwashed. He seemed to be absolutely fucking brainwashed by QAnon cult. QAnon cult. And it's whatever I've read online, it sounds dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fucking sad on all parts. You know what I mean?
It's sad for America.
It's like, it's easy to say they're all a bunch of fucking idiots, but that's not true either. Like, there's probably educated people that get involved in cults as well. You know?
Of course.
And so it's just easy to say, oh, they're fucking idiots. Well, they are idiots, but that's too easy.
There's more nuance than that. Like,
there's 100% more nuance than that. Like, you know. But
have you ever seen the Facebook page Jim will paint it?
No, it's not about Jim Core, is it?
Oh, if only. I'd only love to see Jim Core's paintings.
Jimmy Savile.
So Jim will paint it. Like, he gets random anyone on the internet. Like, people send him crazy shit just to paint, and he'll paint it.
Oh, brilliant! Brilliant.
So it's but like he did the guy with the horns fighting Jamiroquai because Jamiroquai took his hat.
Because they look alike.
They look like strange start to the year.
Yeah, it's a strange start of the year, and now they're saying that I don't know. They're saying that some of them were actors for the left, the alternative left. Like, do you know what I mean? That's
like that's a cop out. I think that's a cop out when it comes to if you really truly believe that, you would have said that in the summertime when the Black Lives Matter protests were going on.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, that's true too.
It's the same.
But sure, it's easy to make up these. It's easy to make up these theories. Like,
yeah,
you just gotta go with what's in front of you.
But then again, we don't know what's true either way. Like, so
this, and if they're in the dark, we're definitely in the dark. Yeah. I don't know. It is a very strange time, but
it's also very sad for the actual country of America. I mean, they're not all like that. It's just these people get way too much airtime, and
but there are a couple of thousand people in 350 million.
Yeah. They're just loud.
They're not even that representative of the average Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you look at the crowd, there's a lot of really old people kind of wandering through the halls of the Capitol in the middle of this insurrection. Like, it's a very old crowd to be doing something so daft.
Yeah, but did you see the girl? That she would, like, I don't know what was going on, but see the girl that was wearing the piano tie scarf, and she just
You're telling me about her. Amazing.
She just got gassed. She just got not gassed,
tear gassed.
Tear gassed, and she was crying, and they're like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" She was like, "I just stood inside the Capitol building, and they hit me with tear gas." They go, "Why were you going inside the Capitol building? We were doing a revolution." And then she started crying, like, and it was just kind of like,
"Ma'am, what happened to you?"
I got maced.
You got maced?
By the police.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
Yeah, I made it like a foot inside, and they pushed me out, and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Thank you.
But then somebody said
she was holding an onion.
Yeah, she was holding an onion. Some people were saying she was holding an onion. Well, then some people were saying that if you get tear gassed, it's good to hold an onion because it washes out the tears.
Oh, really?
I don't know. It all looks a bit...
Why would she have an onion in her pocket?
Well, that's it exactly. Like it's either she was pretending to be tear gassed, or is that a antidote for being tear gassed?
I don't know. Like, to complain about being tear gassed when you're in the middle of a revolution is you're not expecting much.
With your piano tie scarf.
Yeah, with your piano tie scarf.
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Like, can you imagine the soldiers in the Battle of the Somme coming over the trenches and getting shot and then actually complaining about it?
especially when they're wearing their piano tie scarf. Like that's unacceptable. Like if the Germans were shooting at me in the Battle of the Somme and I was wearing my tie like that, I'd be like,
you'd be hoping to get shot.
I'd be deserving to get shot. Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's crazy that the fellow who's walking around with the plinth. Is it a plinth?
Stop! The fact that he looks so much like a cross between Martin and Steve Price is the best thing about it.
CSI Steve. He looked like CSI Steve.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too. Yeah, he did. He was dead ringer for CSI Steve.
It's very fun. But did you see? He didn't look so happy when he got arrested in Florida.
No,
I didn't see that.
The mugshot's hilarious. He looks so sad. He's like, you can imagine he was one of these. He's just like, this is great crack. This is great crack. And then he gets home and he gets arrested. He's like, what was I fucking doing? Jesus Christ.
But you can imagine, like, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, but you can imagine, like, if you had a few beers and you were in the mix, you'd be
I'd have the fucking best. I'd be picking up fucking, of course, I'd be like, I'm going to bring this home from the Capitol for Mam.
Sure. Do you know what I mean? But then afterwards you'd be like, oh fuck, what did I do?
Oh, the doom would be fucking heavy.
The fucking fear. The fear would be heavy. But that's mob mentality for you too, though. That's mob mentality. That's why.
Of course it is.
That's why Trump has to fucking, he has to pay the piper now for that. Like,
yeah, but he doesn't have the mental capacity to take responsibility, and I don't think he ever did all through his life. I think this is a fella that had a personality problem or a mental problem that
But
they just kept throwing money at. They just kept throwing money at him, and no one ever really said no to him. And suddenly now, people are saying no to him, and he's freaking out.
But it kind of pays into what he wants as well. Being banned off Twitter and Facebook, it kind of stokes those. Well, look, this is an assault on our freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But then on the other way, if you're stoking up these violent protests and they're attributing to you.
Yeah. Well, like five people died for the words he said. Like,
was it 5? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure over his 4-year tenure, a lot more people died in his name.
Oh, it's like,
yeah,
it's weird. But like, what way to start off 2021? Like,
yeah.
Crazy.
It's a funny one, isn't it? It's a funny one.
So when we start the review, that's only 2021. Can you imagine what the review of 2020 is going to be like?
Oh, it's mental. So what we're gonna do here is, I think myself and Pete are just gonna throw out things that happened, and we have to guess when they happened. I've got a list of things here that happened during the year, and you have to guess which month it is.
Okay, that sounds good.
And we'll discuss it then.
Brilliant.
Like I said in the last podcast, himself and Chris done.
But we started this and we never finished it.
Yeah. It's kind of funny reflecting on a year, because you kind of want to be you kind of want it to be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then again, it's good to look back to and learn from things. You know.
The thing is, when you're going to be doing this to me now, I am like, I think some things only happened like 2 weeks ago, and they could have happened 2 years ago, and yet I'm brilliant with history dates or stuff like that. But if you ask me when did I lose my virginity, I'd have to say it was either 13 or 14.
What, 13 or 14 days ago?
No, but like my time, like if you ask me what year did I have the aneurysm or what year did we do the run, I'd have to the first run. I'd have to really think about it. You know, even though I know that it was 2 or 3 years ago, my perception of how long ago things were is a bit skewed. So it'll be interesting to see if I can get it right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't have the excuse of an aneurysm, but I've just bad short-term memory because of all the fucking shit hash I probably smoked when I was young.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that might have something to do with it.
Yeah,
I have a bit of a not more than a bit. It was a big one of an agony uncle's. Can I fit it in, lads?
Or yeah, sure.
Yeah, you go ahead with that one first. So there.
Yeah, because it came in just before Christmas, and we haven't done an agony uncle since. So I just want to get it out of the way, and we can continue on that.
We'll be doing an agony uncles there later on the week. So if anyone has any issues that we would like, they would like us to discuss, send it in to us. Send it in on the 3 Bucks Left page, or send an email to dead.hedgehogs.channel@gmail.com.
Exactly. And we're not professionals, like we said before, but we think a problem shared is a problem halved. And it's good to talk. It's good to have a safe forum to talk.
Yeah.
And we're not going to make fun of anyone, but we're going to try and make fun of...
I can't promise that.
Yeah, well, no, we're not.
Don't mean it in a bad way. Yeah.
We're not going to make light of anybody's troubles, but we're trying to see the funny side of life.
We'll look, it said
unless you have a trouble flushing the toilet, then you're fucking.
But in fairness, that problem was just fucking cuntish. I actually, it keeps me up at night thinking that there's someone like that in the world.
I'd say there's more than just one person in the world, Chris.
Ah, stuff.
Right.
And we know it was you, cowboy. We fucking know it was you.
I put up the toilet seat, I'll have you know, and I flushed the toilet. Right. Well, pat in the back for me.
Yeah, well done.
Good man.
Right. Well, lads, what's the crack with you? Started listening to the podcast there this week. Well, this is a few weeks ago. Some setup, so it is. Just wondering, have you any advice for me? I left home a few years back as I just didn't fit in and had some serious lack of conversation. and direction in my life at the time. After nearly 3 years away, I came out of my shell big time, out there, and nearly went back into it after landing home this year.
Where did you go, Steve?
He went to Australia.
Okay.
Well, he said the outback, so I'm presuming that's Australia. So basically, he went out for 3 years. He came out of his shell out there, had a good time. He was isolated in the week during the week, but at the weekends he was able to go into the city and come out of his shell and was basically having a good time, good life. Far removed from what he was going through in this country. But the thing is, he came back. He's came back since, and he really is going back into the same sort of isolated and lack of motivation since he's came back. He points out that the online dating crack isn't going very well, and it seems that there's no light at the end of the tunnel in terms of having any social life or crack here, especially the way things are going. And so obviously he was talking about the lockdown that's going on currently. He's into trad music and country and living for the moment, but it feels like he has no real friends here at this time. So basically that's it. He's like looking for any tips for what to do with myself apart from belly boxing over the Christmas break.
Apart from what?
Belly boxing.
Belly boxing.
Okay.
I've never actually heard it called that, but I figured it out in my little head there.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, sure. Look,
yeah.
What else did he say? Did he say anything at the end? What was the last bit he said at the end?
No, he said cowboy looks like a man with a big willy.
Well,
Fair enough. No, his judgment is completely off there.
He's obviously struggling.
He said, thanks a million, guys, and keep up the good work. That's what he said, really.
That's first, I suppose we want to say thanks for writing in. It's brave to write in, do you know what I mean? Thanks for writing in. And I suppose I can relate to this a bit as well. I remember I went traveling a few years ago, and I went to Australia for 3 years. 6 years. No, I was only there for a couple of months, but I was traveling around the place. I remember coming back, and when I came back first, I was really excited. For the first month, I was really excited being back. And then one day, I turned on the TV, and Fear City was on, and it nearly fucking pushed me over the edge. I swear to God, I remember to this day, I was like, this fucking shit. I was no offense to people in Fair City, like, do you know what I mean? It fucking, you gotta earn your crust to whatever you're doing. But for a man that just came back from fucking traveling and had great experiences, to come back to Mayo, sit in the fucking sitting room and watch fucking Bella and all the fucking boys fucking hanging around the fucking gap. Do you know what I mean? It was just depressing for a young man, like. So I could understand what he's saying in a way, but I didn't have the lockdown, so I could have got out. But my advice to him is just get out, go for his run. Like you said before, I know runs aren't the fucking answer to everything, and Chris is probably sticking the teeth of us fucking talking about runs.
Yeah, well,
like just
my
fuck
advice
off
is
with
my
your
go-to advice.
But I think this is the first step, you know what I mean? And to talk about his problems, mention it to his family, his friends, and or even write stuff down, do you know what I mean? And contact somebody. That's what I think myself.
Like, I think obviously what he's talking about is when he enjoys himself is living for the moment, but he's enjoying the fact that he can work towards something, and at the weekends he can enjoy himself.
Yeah.
So that in itself is, I can understand. Everyone understands at the moment that the whole world is at a standstill. So if he was in Australia, it's no different there to here.
Yeah.
Well, the weather would be different bucket.
Unless you're in Western Australia, apparently there's no lockdown there at all.
Why is that?
Because there's no coronavirus. Because they didn't let anyone in. They just closed the borders straight away. Let no one in.
Yeah, so he wouldn't. Let's put it this way: he can't go to Western Australia.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So that's no good to him either.
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere is the same. It's the same shit, different bucket.
Yeah. But the thing is, it will pass. And the thing is to try and, my advice is to try and get himself into a good mindset, a healthy mindset. And what I would do is, if you can't run, go for walks. If you can run, go for runs. But don't put pressure on yourself either. To like,
he said that if he's it's deeper. I think what he needs to do is not be so hard on himself.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's
as
what I
in,
mean.
we can all relate with that, and like it's boring. And obviously, the real struggle that he's having at the moment is that he feels like he's alone, and
Yeah,
that's different. Like, going for a run isn't going to cure that. Only looking introspectively at what will make you happy and how you're going to get beyond that loneliness is it. Like, a couple of runs isn't going to cure the loneliness. Like,
well, it mightn't cure. You'd be surprised, Chris. But apart from that, it not just that it cures the loneliness, but what it'll do is it'll focus your mind. Your mind will be a lot clearer, and you'll be able to think better as you're running, or even after running. Your mind is sharp. It's very clear. A run, I always found, and a lot of people find, is, and I know it's not like if people start to think that I think that running will cure the coronavirus, or running will cure fucking cancer. That I'm not. It's not the cure for everything, but it definitely isn't going to do any harm.
No, I'm not saying that it'll do any harm. I just think that with what I think, just personally, what he needs to do is not try and go like the online dating stuff. Fuck it off.
Yeah.
Like, get yourself out of the phone. Find out. He has to find a way of, like, because it's exciting being away. We've all been away. It's exciting. That's always going to be exciting. But
yeah,
sometimes,
but the thing is, he was in this rut. He was in a rut before he left it all. He actually says that he's a black sheep of the family.
Yeah, that's a perception thing as well. So he's looking at himself in a negative light.
Yeah.
You know,
when you're right, Chris. When you're looking at yourself in a negative light, you make it. When you look at yourself in a negative light, you draw conclusions that really aren't true.
Yeah, and he might feel like the black sheep in the family. I sometimes feel like that in my family. Like,
you are.
Everyone, yeah, probably am. But like, there's a way of owning that.
But there's nothing wrong with being the black sheep of the family either.
Oh, no, exactly, yeah.
And that's why his family will love him, because he is different.
Yeah.
It's a positive thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not necessarily a bad thing, like, do you know? Or he in his head mind, it might think it is, but if everybody was the same, we'd be English, as Cowboy used to say. Do you know what I mean? No, if everybody's the same, it'd be a fucking boring world. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
And like, he's not missing out on anything being anywhere else.
No.
Yeah. But like, there's lots of different he could get into mindfulness. He says he wants to live for the moment, but at the minute he was living for the weekend. That doesn't sound like he was living for the moment.
That's not the same. Yeah.
That's not living for the moment if he's working all during the day.
That was when he was in the outback or in Australia.
Maybe he had this problem even when he was in Australia. If he was working every day, and a lot of people do it, but he obviously wasn't living in the moment when he was working every day, waiting for the weekend.
For the weekend, that's not living in the moment. That's not living planning for the weekend.
That's planning for the weekend. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think he has to just maybe. There's loads of people he can contact. He could read up in cognitive behavioral therapy and stuff like that. Change that negative self-talk that he's talking to himself, saying that he's black sheep of the family. Maybe the black sheep of the family is good because he has a different perspective of things that his other brother and sister wouldn't be able to see because they're so united in the family. The fact that he's outside, he might have a different perspective that they can't share. He's traveled to Australia.
Absolutely. The key to this is him being able to look at himself and have a positive image coming back at him. You know, being able to look in the mirror and be proud and happy of where he's at. And like, it's a shit time. It's so easy to get into this negative spiral in Ireland because everything is locked down. You don't see anyone from week to week. If you're single, you'll definitely feel a bit lonelier than if you with, you know, a loved one, or if you've got a partner or whatever, or if you're in a new relationship. So also, sorry for cutting you off there. Yeah, go. Chris. Also, I've noticed this too growing up. I don't know if it's an Irish thing or is it just a human thing or a world thing, but a lot of people bond over negativity. Like even football fans, Man United fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea, Celtic fans,
Mayo fans, or even just topics in general, we bond
Yeah.
over negativity, and it's almost like, oh, what's the crack there with your man? Oh, he fucking did this. And in negativity, it's a feeding loop.
Yes.
Whereas if you could cut that loop off straight away and go, oh, maybe he did that, but fuck, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? And change the loop, because negativity breeds negativity.
Yeah, or misery follows misery.
Misery follows misery, and they're good. You know, they're bedfellows. What is it? Misery and fucking. But so that's what I'd say to him as well. Try and cut the loop, and try and change the negative person, because the negative person doesn't want to be negative. It's just learned behavior. It's their only way they know. It's the only way. Maybe they know how to communicate with their father or something. Maybe their father is negative, and the father's giving out about somebody. So the son goes, "Oh well, the only way I can get some love off my father is to give out about something." You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that he wants to give out about something. You know,
it's one of the, like, being the black sheep. This is, if he believes that he's different and those are the cycles that he's in, then it's a perfect time to change that and be positive.
Yeah.
Like, these are all choices that you make. Like, a lot of stuff that he's talking about may be out of his control. So if he came back because of the coronavirus is out of your control, mate.
Yeah.
Don't let it affect you negatively. You have to have a tougher mentality on yourself that way, and be able to compartmentalize and go, I only concentrate on what I can control. So if he's not working, go get work. They apply for jobs. You'll never get a job without applying.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Give
like
yourself something to do. Keep something working at it.
Yeah, you miss 100%.
And set yourself up physically and mentally for when things do get back to
anyone can get depressed sitting at home, like.
And do a bit of manscaping.
Be
I must do a
prepared.
bit of that myself.
Yeah, fucking be prepared for any situation. You never know. A nice, sexy MILF might walk down the street and take an eye to you.
Yeah, or guilty.
Oh,
yeah. There you go. Exactly.
What can you say about that? Like,
so once again, we're not professionals. We're just shooting the shit here. We're trying to help people the best we can, and we're trying to make men talk and women talk to each other. And there's a big mental health problem in the world. Men don't talk about the problem, so that's all we're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? Any last advice you can give to them, lads?
Listen, I reckon just take this time to set yourself up for a good run at it when things do start to get back to normal, and hopefully with this vaccine rollout, that might happen sooner rather than later, for him and the rest of the country.
Yeah, but I think that's he's gonna be fine. Like, I know that it might feel shit and you might be hard on yourself, but just don't be hard on yourself. I know it's really simple advice, but you don't have to be hard on yourself because you're not in the best situation right now. Take it day by day, and when you are being hard on yourself, try and let it go as quickly as possible. Get yourself into a cycle where if you are being tough on yourself, try and let it go. Find something to distract yourself. Keep yourself busy. Be positive, because positivity it becomes a habit as well. The more positive you are, the more people will want to be around you. Suddenly, women will just turn up and they will want to be with you if that's the case. You won't have to worry about going online dating, because the world will just write itself for yourself if you're going to be positive.
Yeah, so, if you put out that positive vibes will attract to each other. Yeah,
absolutely. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And obviously not wishful thinking. Like, if he has a problem, he should meet it head on and just seek help. Seek help. You know what I mean? You know, like there's no stigma if you fucking broke your leg, going to the doctor, fucking get a cast. But if you've a mental health problem, there's a bit more stigma attached to it. Like, you know?
Yeah, well, you have to sort of think past that, because the stigma attached to it has led to so many problems in mental health.
Exactly.
And there shouldn't be a stigma about it.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, I hope that helped that man, and that is the one and only agony uncles we're going to do on this podcast. So hit me with them facts, Chris and Pete, and win the war.
Yeah. Right. So do you want to pick? Do you want to start picking stuff at random, and we'll and so we'll go back and forth, and we'll pick
go
stuff
back
out,
and forth.
and
Go back and forth.
we'll guess what month it was, and we'll just have a chat about shit. And we'll just find. Yeah, just go for it.
Yep, go for you.
Oh, me. All right. I was waiting for Pete.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry. Go on.
So where the Irish election, the Irish general election, happened in 2020.
Irish general election was early-ish. It's either the end of February or the beginning of March.
I'd say it was around May. Was it May?
It was the 5th of February.
Oh, so I was right. I said delayed, but look, February's February.
No, but you said the end of February or the beginning of March.
Well, look, I got it right with
Which was neither.
He did it right. No, he did it right. You did.
It's like
I done better than Pete.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
And that's all that matters.
So the Irish general election happened almost a year ago. Obviously, Sinn Féin did overachieved on what they expected. They had their biggest election win ever since 1920.
It's a big statement of change. It is a big statement that this is no longer a two-party system.
You know?
Or was it 1920?
Yeah, I think since it started. So so they obviously after that we saw Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil kind of put their differences aside to put their civil war differences to it's not a coalition, but it's almost like it's a coalition.
It's a coalition. It's as good as a coalition. They're two sides of the same coin.
It's a coalition, it's a coalition.
It's a coalition, yeah. It's coalition government because the fucking Greens are in there as well.
Greens, They had to get the Greens to make up the numbers. But yeah, it's magic. That's a year ago, and obviously it took them a couple of months to get that together, and then Micheál Martin became Taoiseach and all that crack.
I think that's when shit went wrong in this country. Whatever Leo, you can say what you like about Leo. I think he had some sort of handle over it at the beginning, and it all went tits up when Fianna Fáil took over, when there was no real need until this shit storm was finished with. The only good side of that is I've had great fun making videos about it and
you got a lot of material out of it, Cowboy.
I did it every day, and I'm still going to continue to do it.
Yeah. It's I like the only thing is I think that people were a lot more compliant at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And true. people's compliance has completely dropped off a cliff compared to back then.
Well, I think it's coming back again because the cases are so high. People are more compliant now.
Yeah.
Again, they've realised the seriousness of it all. But I think what people were pissed off about was that there was just wishy-washy rules. Like pubs weren't open, but you could have a meal. Like, how does having a meal? Like, surely somebody has to prepare the meal, touch it with their hands, bring it out, bring it to another person to serve it to you.
Yeah.
There's more cross-contamination than anything. Like, you know.
Have you ever seen a chef in a restaurant or a bar? They're tasting everything.
Well, exactly, and that's what they have to do to make food nice.
But then another thing was you can't go 5 kilometers outside your house, but the buses and trains are still working. So what's that about?
Yeah.
Well, like people, you still need nurses to be able to get to work, and they might be needing a train or whatever. Like,
sorry, couldn't offer there, Chris, but they didn't even close the borders. Then, do you know what I mean? Like Australia closed the borders. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and New Zealand closed the borders, and they were 2 islands. I know Australia's a big island, but they closed their borders straight up. That's it. No one's getting in. Zero zilch, and it worked for them, and it obviously worked for New Zealand.
Yeah, it's like I think it's much harder to close off a border when you've got Northern Ireland doing a different thing, and obviously being governed from Westminster.
Yeah,
so
that's
either way you were screwed.
Yeah,
but that's when I would have been approaching Arlene Foster and Michelle Is it O'Neill?
Michelle O'Neill, yeah.
Yeah.
What, you would have dressed up in kinky gear, is it?
Well, I definitely would have done it for Michelle O'Neill.
Well, he's got 2 penises now, so.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You've got 2 penises.
He's got 2
To
penises.
people listening, Cowboy just got his first dose of the vaccine, so he's grown 2 penises.
Yeah.
2 extra ones, one in each.
2 extra ones, yeah.
And before people think I'm getting extra attention or
well, you're a famous celebrity that has stuff to do, so you get to the head of the queue, mate.
Yeah, what I do is I work in I fumigate hospital rooms and maybe guard the stations, and sometimes the odd time universities and schools for viruses, including the COVID. So I'm like a ghostbuster for viruses.
Very good.
And stuff like that. So
you trying to tell us you're actually Bill Murray, not Pete, and
Murray,
Pete
yeah.
isn't.
Pete isn't. I'm the real Bill Murray.
If I could think of any other actor in that film, I can't think.
I can't think of them either.
I can't remember them either.
No.
But
I can't remember either. But
yeah.
I got one for you lads. When was the Australian bushfires?
Oh, that was early. That was definitely January, February.
I think it was March.
I think Chris has it. Actually, I don't fully know myself, but I think it's March.
Well, check it out. You should know it. Don't ask the fucking question. Don't ask the fucking question that you don't know the answer to.
I think it's March.
How do you keep getting these wrong, Cowboy? That's 2 you've got wrong now.
I got the first one right.
You got it wrong.
No, Australian bushfires.
It was March.
Was it?
No, I think it was March. I think it, I don't know when it started, but actually look it up there.
Right, see, I said it with more confidence, Cowboy.
You did. Authority. Authority.
Yeah.
A man that works in sales.
Actually, they started in 2019 and kept going until 2020.
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
They started in June of 2019 and worked out of control until May 2020.
Wow.
So I was right.
Wow. Well, no, we were all wrong.
So we were all right.
I'm gonna drop the mic.
I don't think that a 9-month fire is actually.
But at least I knew they were started at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, fair enough.
They didn't start at the beginning of the year. They started the year before.
The year before.
They were there for the beginning of 2020. So
but that's not.
this is the 2020
so
review.
It started the end. No, it started the end. It started the end of the year.
Yeah.
The end of 2019.
Yeah, but we're not talking about 2019. I was talking about 2020.
But you're the one that said they started in 2019.
Yeah, I did now, but this review is about 2020 and not including 2019.
We'll move on.
Well, all right. When did Kobe Bryant pass away in the
And his daughter. Wasn't his daughter with him?
Yeah.
Daughter was with him, yeah. Poor old devil. That was shocking.
Yeah, it was very sad.
LA
Lakers hero. Controversial.
April, no?
April, you say April. What do you say, Pete?
I say April as well, yeah. I think it was April.
I actually don't know.
For God's sake.
No, it was March.
March. Fair enough.
A lot of things happened in March. March was a crazy month.
Yeah, it's a matter. I'm just going to check to make sure.
For us too.
What was I got?
It's actually January. It's January.
Yeah, I thought it was January. Right. I
What
didn't
was
know.
January? What was
26th of January.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
I got one for you lads. When was Harvey Weinstein arrested?
Oh, it was March.
Guess again.
Right.
Hold on. We were down.
Yeah, it was March.
February. No, it was February.
March.
I actually don't know. I don't know.
when he was arrested, we were in.
No, he was arrested in a couple of years ago, but he was on trial and convicted in March.
Okay, but when was he arrested though?
Yeah,
Fucking
I got it wrong.
years
I got it
ago.
wrong. I should have said
Probably
convicted.
2 years ago.
It was
What
March.
about, what
Yeah,
about
remember
What
he
do
was,
you think? What do you think of the whole thing?
you see, he was. Remember him going out around on a Zimmer frame after being bummed to death.
Yeah. Ooh,
He was bumped to death.
it was
No.
fucked to death.
He
What
was going
about,
around in a Zimmer frame anyway.
Bill Cosby was convicted as well this year, wasn't he?
I think that was the year before.
I think that was the year before, Pete.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
What two-bit wronging will be convicted this year?
I thought Jeffrey Epstein died earlier on this year. It turned out it was the year before as well.
The year before, yeah, he won.
Yeah.
His wife got arrested, didn't she?
Yeah.
Maxwell or whatever her name is.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. I don't know when she got arrested, but
There are a bunch of wrongings.
fucking air. Fucking
There
air.
are, yeah.
Yeah, but that's for another kettle of fish.
That's true. What else have I written down here?
You go, so.
When was Mexit?
Yeah, I know this.
Mexit.
This is on my list as well.
It's not.
That was January.
Do you remember what that is, Cowboy?
I do, because we talked about it the last time.
The first
Meghan
thing
and
we were
Harry.
talking about.
I hadn't cleared the last night. Meghan
Meghan
Markle.
And yeah, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry leave.
But for some reason,
Royal family.
when Chris said Meghan Markle, I thought, geez, I didn't think Harry married the German Chancellor.
That's what I actually thought there for a second as well. What's her name?
Angela Merkel.
Angela Merkel.
They're not related, are they?
No relation.
No.
She's not even the same name. But they
You're
sound
big in-
similar.
You'd be big into the Royals, Cowboy. You would.
Oh,
I
he'd
would,
be
yeah.
big fan.
I'm
Big
a
fan.
massive
Big fan.
Yeah, I'm on all their threads, their tweets, and their Instagram. Literally, the
What
first
do
thing I do.
What do you think of the Royals? Do you like them?
I don't really think of them much, to be honest, Pete.
In fairness, you've got a bunch of VHSs in the house there with all the Queen's speeches from 1978,
I do, yeah.
the year
They're all
of
up
your
there in the
birth.
corner. They're all up there in the corner.
Was Diana the People's Princess?
She was a good woman, I
There you
think.
go. No,
But
you do like the Royals. You do like the Royals.
Do you think
Well,
she was? Do you think she was killed off by the Queen, or what's the crack there?
It wouldn't surprise me. It'd be the most believable of all the conspiracy theories, I suppose.
But why would the Queen kill her off?
Apparently, she was pregnant with Dodi Al-Fayed.
But she's pregnant with Dodi Al-Fayed.
Why was he inside her?
He was really carrying her shit, wasn't
She was going to give him birth to.
Yeah, so she was. Yeah, he had crawled
Why,
up there.
like, why would the Queen fucking kill her?
She wouldn't have been a big fan of the Muzzies, like.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like I love to believe the conspiracy as much as anyone else, but why would a fucking 90-year-old woman kill off somebody like?
Well,
She
she
wasn't 90.
was 70 at the time.
70 something, yeah. It was 1997.
Okay. So 70-year-old woman.
But they were probably killing people off for years.
I don't know, lads. I don't know. She's just a fucking figurehead. She's no power. Like, she's hardly going to go to the fucking.
I don't know. She's well funded. She's got her face on a lot of money.
Yeah,
but I'd say she's as much power now as fucking what's his name, the president.
What, Michael D. Higgins?
Yeah. I'd say she's as much power as that leprechaun that's in charge of Ireland.
I don't know.
I'd say she's more power than that now, Pete.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I doubt it, lads. I doubt it.
Michael D. Higgins was a Labour man for years.
Yeah.
I'd say if the Queen wanted to get a pothole filled, it'd be fucking filled fairly nifty.
And Michael D would have to wait, would he?
Oh,
well, look, Jerry, have you ever drove into Ars Nuctron?
Fucking, there's a good few. Yeah, it's full. There's a full of potholes.
With that logic, that means that the Queen killed Diana. because Phoenix Park is full with fucking potholes.
There's no. Have you ever been up to Buckingham Palace? Fucking it's a kip. It's like fucking. It's like the moon.
Yeah. When you think they'd have nice lawns or something, not full of moss.
Fucking hell. But no, I like Diana. I remember when she died. Actually, was it 97, 96 or 97?
97, I think. Yeah.
97.
I was woke up.
All Ireland semi-final.
I was at that All Ireland semi-final. Offaly, me and Offaly.
Yeah. We've had this conversation before, me and you, Pick.
We did. But it was a shit enough game. It was something like 10-7 or something. Me won.
No, we bet them well.
No, there wasn't much in it. It was like 4 or 5 points. That wasn't like major.
He's gone to the phone now.
It's gone to the phone. I remember I was at it.
I could be wrong. What stand were you in?
I was in the... I can't remember. So I was only a young lad.
I was in the Cusick.
I was in the Canal End, I think.
Yeah. See. Offaly.
He's looking it up.
Yeah, I'd say in fairness, this is the most important thing that we've had to look up so far.
Yeah. Not
Hold on. Mayo.
I thought it was like 7-5 or 10-5 or something, or 10.
13-7. No.
13-7.
Yeah. 13 points to 7.
Yeah, I wasn't far off.
Tight enough. Yeah.
We bet them nearly double scores.
Yeah, but like there was no goal scored. Like
yeah, 6 points in it.
You know.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But we'll agree to disagree on that.
Fair enough.
Just because we didn't score like 240, didn't mean it wasn't a good game. Although we got absolutely. Oh no, we didn't get hockeyed by Kerry the next. But it was the worst Kerry team that went on then to beat us in '97. We were beaten by one man and one man only.
Morris Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
He's some footballer.
Class.
Some footballer. Kerry McDonald, as good as he was, he missed a 20-yard free.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that now.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And we only lost by.
Were you at that final? We at that final?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to go to that one now. But moving on, lads. The stock market crashed. When did the stock market crash?
The Dow Jones.
Dow Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it was after the corona kicked in, so April.
I have no idea, lads. I've just
February,
mentioned the stuff that happened. I have a load of stuff written here, but I didn't actually think to write the dates.
Yeah, it was actually February. It was a one-day crash. Was it like the biggest drop in a single day?
The Dow Jones, wasn't it? Yeah.
Bigger than like the 1929.
It's the biggest single day drop in US history, I think.
What did they call that when the stock market went in 1929?
Wall Street crash.
Wall Street crash.
Wall Street crash.
Yeah. So, when did the Premier League kick off? When did they come back? So
when did it go off? When did it go off for starters? So that would have been March, right?
So they stopped in March.
Yeah.
I think it was so they cancelled after Arsenal. A bunch of Arsenal players got COVID and Mikel Arteta. So that kind of made them. I think that was around. It was around Paddy's Day that it went. They went down, but it came back a couple of months later. So what month did the Premier League come back?
Beginning of June.
October.
No, it came back on the 26th of July. Hey guys, did you ever edit a video while you're lying in bed, realize that you were talking complete shite, didn't know what you were talking about at all, and that the Premier League actually restarted on the 17th of June and finished on the 26th of July? No, just me. Don't tell Calvin, because I don't want him to know that he was actually closer to being right.
Oh, fuck it.
I was close.
Yeah.
You were closer than me. I didn't have a clue. I don't follow it.
Actually, no, we were both the same distance out.
He said October.
Yeah, well,
you said June. You were only a month away.
I was nearly 2 months away. I said beginning of June.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think they could start back training at that stage in the beginning of June.
Are they going? They're going to stop it again. Are they going to stop the?
I don't know. I can't see them. See, if they do that, what their problem is going to be fixture congestion then.
Yeah.
So
But if they do that, what's the point in having the vaccine rolling out?
I think some of the managers are calling for the players to be vaccinated.
But they're not really essential workers. Like, they shouldn't be taking vaccines for people that are working in hospitals. Like.
I'll say, I think myself and Cowboy were talking about this. I didn't realize how important it was to have a distraction until the coronavirus, the first lockdown, when everything shut down. It was like, I was freaking me. It was so boring.
Yeah.
I did watching Tiger King night and day, and fucking watching like not being able to go anywhere at all. Really, like.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
So having sports is an essential to keep people a little bit more placid, I think.
It's kind of like bread and circus. What it
was. If I watched a documentary years ago, and that's what the entertainment industry, the sports industry, is to feed the masses to keep them at bay.
Keep them docile, like Julius Caesar in the Colosseum with the gladiators.
But like football is almost that modern day replacement for that, isn't it?
Exactly. Or sports in general,
It's kind of like the religion of the masses, it's the opium of the people. It's keeping us down, football.
I like that.
It's keeping us down. We will never rise up.
If we didn't have the Premiership, we'd fucking rebel. We wouldn't be paying crazy taxes for fucking... There'd be no potholes in the road in fucking Queen's Park.
Because we'd have time to go out and fill the fuckers.
The fucking Queen would be filling the fuckers. She'd be out working on the fucking roads. 90 odd years old.
What age is the Queen now?
She's in her 90s, is she?
I'd say she must be 90.
Fucking hell, like. They all seem to live awfully long lives.
Yeah, but she has the best medical attention and.
But still, they must live healthy as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, because they'd have nutritionists and
sports science people.
Sports science people.
But like they didn't have it back in the day. Like, they didn't have all that shit back in the day.
They get daily rub downs and.
They'd have Connor Duffy over there rubbing their legs.
That's the only way to get them through the day.
Anybody who'd live to 100 if you'd Connor Duffy rubbing your legs. Connor Duffy.
For anyone that doesn't know, Connor Duffy was the one that kept these two boys on the road while they ran 350 kilometers.
That's right. Yeah.
Big shout out to Connor Duffy and Martin at SIS and all the guys over there. What month did you do the run?
Jesus, September.
September.
September. Yeah.
September what?
The 11th.
Was it the 11th?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the 11th. September 11th.
I was trying to get him to go September 11th. Something happened on that day.
We would have remembered that.
It was in September. I don't know. It was
the 9th. The 9th.
No, it was later on than that, wasn't it?
I have a T-shirt here, and it's his.
I think it was the 22nd. I think it was the 22nd.
Yeah, I could be right. Actually, I have a T-shirt here. I think I remember saying the 22nd to the.
Get the T-shirt.
Fuck it, I could be arsed getting it now.
Build up a little bit of tension, and next thing you fuck
it.
Keep going. Have you another question?
Do you remember? So if you
I'll get the T-shirt. Fuck it, I'll get the T-shirt.
If you were to look back at doing the run, how do you think that kind of filled up part of your year?
Oh, definitely. The thing is, myself and Pete had done, and I think I've said this before. We'd helped out a crew from Kildare when we came up with the idea, but it was late on. As we said also before, we had intended to do a big long run anyway, the Wild Atlantic Way this year, but obviously with the coronavirus that didn't happen. But we were coming down the Reek after going up the Reek for a separate charity event.
Keep talking there, Cowboy.
And what date do you think it was, lads?
22nd.
To what?
To the 27th.
No.
22nd.
To the 26th.
To 26th.
22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. Yeah.
I didn't realize we did so many days.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
5 days. Yeah.
Fuck, we did a lot of days.
I know.
Fuck's sake.
You felt it well enough.
It's like your brain has tricked you into not believing that you actually did that.
It's
I
tricked.
didn't realize we did that
you
many
into
days.
maybe doing it again this year.
Well, maybe not this year, but next year. Next year we'll do something. Don't know.
You were just saying about coming down the reek with the lads from
So
there.
we came down the reek and we decided like we could still do something, but this was like beginning of August, so we wouldn't have had a lot of time to organize it because obviously for runs like that you need daylight. So then it was a great distraction for them 2 months because that's all we focused on really, and organizing it. It was a very intense, and you were brilliant as well, Chris, and being behind the scenes. We approached Mayo Roscommon Hospice, and that kept us it kept us focused for them all them days. And then we only had about a 4 or 5 week window to promote it, but when we got going, then we promoted it every day. And then the actual run itself, like that was for the 5 days or for the full week, because you're planning the day before as well, and obviously the day after you're buzzing as well. So it was a great distraction this year. And to be honest, we really haven't had. Well, I definitely haven't had a bad year, even with the lockdowns.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We've
But you love celebrating other people's misery.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
If anything, you bathe in it.
I'm joking. You love to see people not doing well. You love to see the pubs closed.
Yeah.
All businesses
I am a
closing.
champion for other people doing well. I have been all my life. Pricks.
I'm joking.
But yeah, when you reflect on doing that run, Pete, and obviously you've forgotten half of it because you can't remember how many days you were on the road. But
yeah, no, I did. I got a shock there when I see the T-shirt. I forget that it's 5 days. I thought it was 3 days. Remember we ran someplace there lately, Steve, and I thought it was 3 days. We did the run on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And I actually was saying to him, "Oh, we did the 3 days." But I forgot. The mind just blocked it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But compared to the 5 days,
or the 3 days,
5 days and the 3 days in Dublin, from Dublin to Mayo, which one did you prefer?
I preferred the one around Mayo actually. I thought it was actually easier, the one around Mayo. But it was actually longer distance, but I thought it was easier because I think it's because we weren't as sleep deprived. Like that, we did 90k that first day and come down from Dublin, and we were fucking sleep deprived. It was just fucking.
Plus the night before, we only had an hour and a half sleep.
Yeah, and you went off like a fucking bat out of hell.
Only for about 10k.
Only for about the fucking first marathon. I had to fucking UCD. Was it UCD or DCU?
Oh no! Even at that was what 12k, and you fucked him there. And then when we were out past Dunshaughlin, you fucked him again. You're like, you're not fucking doing it like this. Not doing it like this.
You wouldn't slow down.
I hopped on then, but remember we got up to Dublin late the night before. We had everything wrong. Whereas this time we knew what we were doing. Mayor Angelina Nugent and Martina Gins were brilliant in organising accommodation, food, as well as Chris there as well. So we didn't have that to worry about this year either. But
from my point of view, the one thing that watching, obviously the two of you had put in so much work to be able to do the 6 marathons or 7 marathons in 3 days from Dublin down to Mayo, right?
Yeah.
And watching you do that, I was like, I actually felt pissed off at myself that I had let a lot of it slide down to leaving it to Stephen. I did everything. Stephen was pushing it on the page. He was making videos. He was booking accommodation. And I was just like, I was pissed off at myself that I didn't do more to kind of help out in that situation.
You were I should have given it to you. I was
it's hard. It's hard when he's so used to doing something to ask for help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the second when you were doing the 5-day run from Mayo Roscommon Hospice, and Steve was said that, I was like, right, let me do a lot more. So myself and Angelina. Now Angelina was unbelievable. Like, Angelina was class. Like, so
you worked very well together as well.
Yeah, we did. In fairness, and she got, because Angelina's so well known, and she got so much done like so quickly. They kind of lit the fire under me that I had to fucking get something done quick as well.
Yeah.
But like,
But it's amazing too, the support we got when people pull together, and it creates a bit of traction as it's going along.
Huge,
You know what I mean?
huge, yeah, huge.
yeah,
It's great, like.
all the guys that came along as well, they like, it's unreal. Like, I know the support that you got on the way, but like what you two did was incredible for 5 days. Just like, you talk about almost 350 kilometers.
Yeah,
Like,
thanks,
it's an incredible feat, and I don't think that you, obviously because you did it, it's easy to go, oh yeah, that happened. You know?
No, but I think for me, it's not. It's always relief more than
Yeah.
anything. It's same with the live shows. It's almost, there's no. It's almost when I'm playing handball. It must be something ingrained in me. It's more relief that it's finished with. You know what I mean?
Instead of a celebration.
I love it.
I
I
can't-
love the moment.
Yeah, I know. I like the moment when you're doing it, or doing the activities or anything. But it's more relief that it's over. You know what I mean? And it's we've done it. It's
Yeah.
more. It's hard to, maybe it's in a few years' time when I appreciate it better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, and it was great. We had great crack. We had
I think
Mike,
it was great
brilliant.
crack.
I missed it straight away. Like the week after, I was like, I missed the whole closeness, and then when we sort of went into lockdown again, I missed the closeness of it.
the stuff like that is it break, like, to go and do something like that in the middle of the year. I know, I think about that fella that texted into the page, and I can understand why he feels a little bit lonely being back at home if you weren't doing something like that, or you hadn't something to. So you have to, but this was created because Stephen wanted to do it. This was your idea as well, Pete. Then when to rope me into it, it was like the easiest thing to do because I wanted to do it. So you have to go out and find something you want to do.
It was a common goal. It was a common goal, and
it was a great team thing to do.
Yeah, it was. It was a common goal, and that's a beautiful thing to do. It's a beautiful thing to do, to have that common goal.
It's a positive thing as well. I mean, not only was it for a great cause in the Mayo Roscommon Hospice, and not only was it a great cause for Beaumont when we done the Dublin one. It's a great thing it's a great positive thing for yourself. Like it's keep yourself focused, fit mentally and physically. Both go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's true.
And even if it's not something that's a fitness related thing, find something for you to aim at, something ambitious.
Yeah,
like that was an ambitious goal. Like you're talking 350 kilometers in 5 days is an ambitious goal for anyone, even if you're a super athlete, to last through it. The third day that you did from Achill to Belmullet, and you did 75 kilometers after doing over 100 kilometers the 2 days, or 150 kilometers the 2 days before. That was a massive feat of human endurance. And it was that
the day. Was that the day Ollie left? No, that was the day after the fourth day.
That was the day
Ollie left on the after the second day, and then we met Brian in just outside Mulranny.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
that was a fucking long day, man.
I was dropped in that day, but then I came back the second day.
I think you dropped. I think you were grand that day, Pete. I think it was the fourth, because I tell you, remember Ruth came down to the hotel. You probably had that to look forward to, but it was the fourth day that it was the fourth day that you.
I dropped the fourth day. I think I just got bored of it. I got mentally bored of it.
And had long stretches on the road though, that there was nothing. There was like.
There's no turns or nothing. Yeah.
It was. There was lots of, like, between Glenamoy and out to Ballycastle, out towards the Cage of Fields, where that stretch is just really long, really flat. It's beautiful as well.
It's beautiful.
There's it's kind of that, you know, when you're in the bog, but there's mountains in the background. There's a beauty to that as well. But when you see it for hours and hours.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't changing for like our reference points just seem to be always the same distance away. Does that make sense?
And we could see was it Knocknaree, and you could see what's the mountain? The cliffs in Donegal from Slieve League. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. There was great weather. You could see.
But that's when we finally broke back into near the sea again.
Yeah.
An awful long stretch.
And
where
it's unbelievable when you can see the sea. When you can see the sea, it makes a big difference to do so that, because it's just always something to look at.
Yeah, it gives you a boost. It does give you a boost. Yeah.
That part of it is, there is something about going along the coast was so like, because it's fucking class. The coast of Mayo is unbelievable.
I thought I knew all of Mayo until we started doing that, and I seen
that down Patrick Head is beautiful too.
Yeah. Or out the coast there by Pulatomish is fucking, because you kind of forget about areas like that where suddenly you just come upon the coast again and it's just like panoramic. You're fucking on the sea again. It's
amazing. It's amazing spot. Like even Alan Heaney came running with us that day. Remember?
That's right.
He was like, "Oh lads, I'm going to do a cycle down here tomorrow." He forgot how beautiful it was. Like, people forget how beautiful Mayo was. Like,
it's unreal.
Third biggest county in Galway second, Mayo is third, but there's very little in the difference. Like biggest counties in Ireland, Cork is the first.
Yeah. So unreal.
Second, Galway's second, is it?
Galway's second, yeah. Mayo's third. Donegal is fourth. Kerry's fifth.
Oh, I thought Donegal was bigger than.
I thought Donegal was second as well.
No, Cork, Galway, Mayo, Donegal.
You'll have to check that up now. You'll have to check that up. I thought Donegal was bigger than Mayo. Check it up. Check it up, lad.
Okay. While you're looking for that, when did Dominic Cummings have his big controversy?
I don't know who Dominic Cummings is.
So he's Boris Johnson's confidant and advisor. So he was in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic when everyone was supposed to be in lockdown.
So
I can't see that.
Cork, Galway, Cork number 1, Galway number 2, Mayo number 3, Donegal number 4, Kerry number 5, Tipperary 6, Clare 7, Tyrone 8.
Okay, we get it. Fuck, you made it up in loud.
Loud, yeah. Loud is 32. But so Boris Johnson's advisor, he had a big controversy in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic when everyone was supposed to be keeping within a 5-kilometer radius. He drove 400 kilometers to.
Is this May? Is it or April?
May, yeah.
I don't remember that.
He drove 400 kilometers and he had a terrible excuse. Cowboy will remember this.
I remember.
What was the excuse?
I made a skit about it. Like he basically he made this press conference and everyone was waiting for him to announce his reason and give. And remember, this is the man that made the rules and advised Boris Johnson and everything. And so he had this big, massive. A lot of journalists were out, media, the whole lot, and he just makes up this cock and bull story about how he went up and like he was feeling sick, but then an hour later he wasn't feeling sick, but the wife was feeling sick, and then the kids were feeling sick, but then they decided it was only a dose of diarrhea. But he said he chanced it back again, but he's going to leave the wife there, and then he had to bring the other daughter. Like he was up and down the road like a yo-yo, but he was everything was just chopping and changing. Like he had to stop at some petrol station because one of the kids had a dose of diarrhea, but then by the time they got there, they were feeling fine and they wanted to come back home again. So he left the wife there again, and I just think he just wanted to get rid of the wife for the few days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, same thing happened with the boys going to the golf game in Galway.
Galway, yeah. Like talk about a group of people that like talk about taking the piss, like.
Yeah.
And indefensible breaches of public health regulations occurred on the 19th of August in Clifton. These breaches were either the result of collective crass stupidity or arrogant delusion, or both.
A golf outing, like,
it was a bit much.
The golf wouldn't be too bad if they didn't go for the sit-down meal after.
Yeah, well, it was sit-down meal. That was the bad
sit-down
thing,
meals. Bit of a piss.
At the time, I think there was about 30 allowed to be in the same room, but there was like 150.
90, or 90 or 150, or what? Either way,
And then they said that they didn't realize that there was going to be that many in it, and if they did, they would have closed the curtains between the two rooms. I mean, that's bullshit.
Sure, it's the fucking Attorney General was there. And he's the guy that signed these things into law.
Yeah.
It just that's disgusting. It's just one rule for the normal people and a different rule for other people.
Myself and Pete done a video taking the piss out of that as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the golf one. Yeah. That's right. That was good. That was a good one.
And this is.
You know what we should do? We should fucking storm the Senate.
Oh, fucking! I'm actually sitting in a hotel across from me. I thought you were coming up.
You know what? I might be up during the.
Yeah.
Why did your phone go on silent there?
I don't know why it went on silent.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Can hear you now. Yeah. That's what we should do. We should storm the Senate, and I've got the.
I don't think that could go wrong at all.
No, not at all. They'd probably just let you in fucking Ireland. They'd be like, "What you want, lads? Oh yeah, come on, fire away."
What is that? Is the Dáil bar open?
Yeah.
Is the Dáil bar open? We could do the pint.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that controversy was just after Barry Cowan had got kicked out for his seat as the Minister for Agriculture.
Agriculture, yeah.
And both this test and a subsequent test at the local Garda station confirmed that I was over the legal alcohol limit. At the time, I held a learner driving permit because my previous provisional licence had lapsed. The penalty for my offence was a €200 fine and a 3-month driving ban. Today, as I said, was about informing this House and my peers of my misdemeanour.
Agriculture, yeah.
And then Darragh Cleary was his replacement.
Right.
And he went to the golf outing and he got
kicked out. Yeah.
But he left himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he resigned. Yeah, he resigned.
He was going to fucking be told to skedaddle anyway. Talk about take the piss.
Yeah. It was. It's a funny one, isn't it? It's a funny one.
But
and then the poor devil.
I think he left way too easy. I think he didn't
want
that job.
If he's that much of an idiot to go into a room of 90 people at a golf outing, then he doesn't deserve to be in a minister cabinet meeting.
Who left too early, Cowboy? Cleary.
I said easily. Like he left before he was even.
What time do you know he left the dinner at?
Not that his position.
Just before dessert came out.
Those fresh rolls and everything. Where'd he go?
Cowboy's getting messages left, right, and centre there. So he is.
Yes.
Making it. Suddenly he's going on silent there. You know.
Yeah.
Do you want to read them out? Do you want to read them out?
I'd say the reason.
I'd
say the reason he left Cowboy was because he's got his eye on the leadership eventually down the line.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's why. That's probably why. You know?
Like either way, he's an absolute fool to be in a cabinet meeting and then go look at that room and go, do you know what? I don't see any issues here.
Yeah. But he knew well. He didn't care. But that's one rule for the rich and one rule for the normal lads.
Right? Isn't it?
That's me being negative. But they got caught. At least they got caught. You know.
They did.
It's the main thing. You know.
Do you have anything else there on your?
Anything else? I don't think I have anything else, lads. When did Parasite win all the Oscars?
Oh, February, is it? That's when the Oscars was.
When was the Oscars? I can't remember.
The Oscars are on in February, aren't they?
But it's probably postponed due to the COVID, probably.
Or maybe.
Can't remember.
No, I thought it was later on the year, the Oscars.
I can't remember, lads. I can't remember.
We're doing a great job of this, in fauress.
We are doing a great job.
But at least we're bringing up the topics. We should have brought up the fact that Biden won the election. That was in 2020.
Or did he?
Oh, it's could it be a fraud?
Biden became
February the 10th. It was February the 10th.
But won all the Have you seen it, Parasite?
No. Did you?
It's supposed to be good. No, I haven't seen it either. It's supposed to be good.
Is it a foreign language?
What you got? It is, yeah. I think it's Korean, is it? Is it Korean?
Yeah.
I can't think. But the Koreans make some good films, especially horror films and like monster movies.
Anime
Another one
and
called-
that crack.
Another one called The Host. It's very good. If
Yeah.
anybody's watching, it's very good. Anyway, that's going off the point. What else was I going to ask?
Yeah, so Biden, obviously he won the primaries before he won the
The
election.
Democratic, yeah, that was a big shock. That was
Yeah.
a big shock. Nobody
Like-
expected him to win the Democratic election.
But they kind of
No?
like Bernie Sanders was doing very well until all of the other candidates dropped out to get behind Biden.
Yeah,
Was that it?
yeah.
I think it was 2
But-
days before Super Tuesday.
Mm,
So you saw, so Super Tuesday, I think there's 13 states in the Democratic primary that vote on the one day.
yeah.
And I think Bernie Sanders was winning.
He dropped out awfully easy though, didn't he? I thought all of a sudden it was like everybody was on about Bernie, and it was like, oh, Bernie's a fucking great man, he's class. And then all of a sudden he was gone. I was like,
Yeah.
where the fuck did he go?
But like his type of rhetoric is to not try and split the party.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I think to him, his reasonings behind it is that he'd rather Biden win than him to get
Okay.
screwed and Biden win than
Yeah.
to affect and Trump winning the general election. Like,
Yeah, I suppose Biden had a better chance of putting it up against Trump than Bernie did.
I don't know. That could be debatable as well. If Bernie goes in there, like they either have Bernie can bring more young people out to vote than Biden. That was the thinking behind it. But it doesn't
Well,
matter now anyway.
The
Because
thing about it is, did Biden win the election or did Trump lose it?
that's another argument.
Well, this is it. This
For
is
an
it, you know.
for like apart like the way you look at the numbers, Trump or Biden had more votes than anyone else in American history. Like,
Yeah, because
It's
it was
crazy.
an anti-Trump vote.
so
Yeah.
like for it's very
Talking there, lads. I'm just going to plug in my phone here.
it's very
Photos.
very rare for an incumbent president to lose the general election.
Yeah. You see, he didn't start a war. He didn't start a war abroad. If he started a war abroad, they might have
Maybe
loved
that
him.
would-
It sounds awful cynical.
Who would he start a war against?
I don't know. If he
Who
started
do
a
you
war,
think the
with
next war is going to? I think Iran. We did
Queen.
mention that.
Yeah.
Mention that it almost went to World War III
Yeah.
because they killed your man Soleimani.
Yeah. That's true. It's true.
Soleimani, he was a great horse.
He's a good footballer, was he?
No, he was a horse. Soleimani, he was a Godolphin horse.
Yeah.
Was he?
Mhm.
Yeah. So your man, like, to think that they took out an Iranian general in Iraq is America.
I vaguely remember something like that. When did that happen?
That was.
the start
I
of the
think
year,
that was
it?
January or February. Yeah.
Yeah. Some crack.
So it was I'd like to the way 2021 started. Trump kicked off every platform.
Yeah. What he's probably just going to make his own prop throne eventually. Like that's what he's going to do. His own
but
voice
What the hell am I
channel, his own
doing?
platform.
We don't know, but this is where there's another argument that is him being kicked off a bunch of platforms. Is it curtailing free speech or from hearing hate speech itself? You like, as in, like, is kicking would if Hitler was in power now, would kicking him off Twitter be a way of them? Would it be a good thing or not? I don't know how
I know
to
what you're
put that
saying. I know what you're
across.
saying.
Like,
Is it better that he has a voice? And well, then again, once he's president, I don't know. But like they're saying, if he gets convicted, he can't run for president again.
Yeah,
that's what
so-
that's what they're trying to get.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
That's the
okay,
big
okay.
thing.
So it does make a
Sure.
difference.
so if
Big
they
time, big
impeach
time.
him, he won't be able to run again.
Right.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what
Like,
they're saying.
And he could, like, there's a lot of Republicans starting to jump ship from him now and go,
Yeah,
this what he did was out of order now.
yeah. He's a
Like when he called Mexicans rapists, they were all right with that.
he,
They were okay with that part. But now that once he decided to get the mob to turn on them, Not so
Yeah,
impressed.
The Senate were happy enough with building a wall, like, but
Yeah.
they're fucking calling Mexicans
Yeah.
rapists. But as soon as
They didn't mind him calling the African countries shithole countries. He didn't mind that.
No.
Or banning Muslims.
Yeah.
That was fine by them. Didn't like the Muslims anyway.
You forget all of that.
You forget all the shit he did. But Michael Moore had a thing on. He went Facebook Live there, and I was watching it.
I saw that as well.
I go in between liking Michael Moore, and then sometimes I think he's fucking dodge, and then sometimes I think no, he's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
But he made a valid point. He said, like, if there were black people that were storming the Senate, they'd have them all shot. Like,
oh, they'd be fucking taken out.
They'd be taken out. Like, it was just because they were white.
State police would have been there, and they would have just turned up the Uzis. They would have fucking taken.
I read a tweet and someone tweeted it was the most white thing to ever happen.
It's the most white thing.
Yeah, it was like the most whitest thing to ever happen. Like the event, meaning that if it was blacks or any other race,
I don't know. The Nazis were pretty okay with the white.
Yeah. The Nazis were.
Yeah. I think that was probably the most whitest thing that ever happened.
Or the Ku Klux Klan.
The KKK. They were pretty.
Definitely white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it not that it's completely along those lines. Like there's, as you said earlier, there's more nuance in it than like, and people. Yeah. Some people got swept away in it and were wandering around the building.
Some people that were just kind of. Imagine us when we were about like 10 years younger, and we're in America, and there's a load of women knocking around, having a load of beers. Crack is going well. Do you know what I mean? The crack is going well, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to storm the Senate." We'd be like, "Wait!" And then it's only in retrospect that you realize
it's like,
what a bunch of idiots we were. You
know? Yeah. You're wandering around this massive building, going, "Jesus, it's actually quite nice in here," and you just see some lad like pulling down a painting, and you're like, "Oh, this mightn't be the best place to be."
Or lads were pissing on the hallways and everything. You can't be doing that, like.
Lads, the bathroom's over there.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
The bathroom is the next room.
Yeah. It's hard to get away from it at the moment. Like, obviously coronavirus has taken over everything, but like that was shocking. Like that went like it probably wasn't that far away from happening before, but like that actually happened. And you see,
do you think that Trump fired? Did he fuel it? Did he fuel the fire?
Oh, big time. Definitely. Yeah, but he's been calling
apparently it happened in another state as well. They tried to storm a government building before.
And apparently
Michael Moore was on about it.
Yeah, I think they've been trying to plan a second one where they go after all the state capitals at once. Yeah,
but they're on about the day before the inauguration, or a few days before the inauguration. They're planning another bit of a rebellion.
Well, there might be a small amount of them, but like now you've got the FBI after you, and the fucking CIA, and all these government arms that are going to be under control of the president, or parts of the executive. I can't see the Democrats letting it happen again.
Yeah. Well, then again, who knows?
Or it might be a political ploy to get more. It's a distraction at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. But then, I don't know. It's a funny one.
It's awful hard to know. Like, I can understand why people don't believe a lot of what the media is saying, because if you could see two different videos and they're totally different stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's true.
And it's easy. It's easy to stand outside a building with a microphone and report on something, but you have no connection to the person inside the building. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I could be here.
Although there was a big BBC reporter, and he actually went in with them. He was actually in the middle of.
Oh, the ITV fella. I think I sent you that video. Yeah, he went in.
No way.
He was reporting inside, and in the middle of the insurrection.
He'd go up and he'd ask the people, and
like he was getting pushed around. But like people were like fucking calling fake news.
Just fair play to him. Yeah. That would have been. Because see, that'd be the best job. You could have the crack of the riot, but you'd be like under the guise of reporting on it.
And you could egg them on and go, here, that painting over there.
Yeah.
It's worth 500,000.
Yeah.
You might as well bring that home with you. You might as well bring that home with you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. Just saying it's 500,000 words.
Or that plinth would look great in your man's fireplace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, did you ever see the back of that painting? You were ripping it off the wall like.
There's a willy on the back of it. Have a look at it. JFK drew it on.
Yeah. Obama. I think Obama signed that one. They fucking lose their shit.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's crazy. We're being fed information. We don't know what's true. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Lads, how do you want to leave it? Because I better have the dinner.
I think we'll leave it on that note. That we'll leave it on the fact that it was a crazy year.
It was a crazy year. I think
a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and our new patrons as well. Thank you so much, guys.
And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
Yeah,
do all that stuff for us.
Yeah.
And even
any of the facts that we made are wrong.
Yeah. And send us any things you want us to talk about, any topics or anything you want us to do or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Or any problems, we'll be doing an Agony Uncles soon again. So any problems you'd like us to discuss, please do.
Like the only way to have a good 2021 is to subscribe to this channel, to be honest.
Exactly.
The only way.
And if we get enough subscribers, we can storm the Senate, you know.
Yeah. we'll get you all together. We'll hire the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
And for anyone that's on Patreon, we have a little surprise in our last podcast dropped that we're going to do later on in the year. So
so you can only watch that video if you become a Patreon member. At the end of the day, it's only a $5. So throw a few spawns our way. It helps us keep the channel going. We can't thank you enough for doing that.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. We all get $1.50 each out of that $5.
Yeah.
And Mikey's promised to stop sending Willy pictures to new subscribers.
Unless you want one, and that'll cost you €10 a month.
Yeah, and if anybody does want a Willy picture from Mikey Salmon, we can arrange that too.
Yeah.
He'd be more than happy to send them.
Well, he's more than happy to send them to you, to send them to someone else anyway. You can't stop him, like.
Right, lads, listen, we better go.
Right.
Get some
See you there, lads.
Cheers, guys.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.